What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here, and I'm talking to another contestant about to go into the Ascendance Live Season 3 house. Ozzie, what is up? How are you? What's going on?
Doing good, nervous, but excited.
Nervous but excited. And I'm glad we're here talking a little bit about Ascendance and what's going to go on. And that I'm going to give you a real open-ended question here right off the bat in this interview. And it's kind of just to let the viewers know a little bit more about you. And that question is to describe your perfect day. So, what are you doing? Who are you doing it with? Maybe where?
Okay, perfect day. I'm a lover of the ocean, so maybe walking beach or somewhere oceanside, a significant other, and if not that, just friends or family.
Okay. You guys grabbing something to eat? Is
Oh, you meant the whole day.
that be everything? What, lay it out for me.
Okay, so I guess the walk on the beaches during the day, the sun is out. Once, that's ending, we go out to a nice restaurant, grab some drinks, eat some dinner, then maybe come home, watch a movie, and then kind of like end the day super simple.
What's your drink of choice?
Uh, the vodka and club.
Okay, there we go.
Simple.
Simple. I love it. I wanted to ask you, let's get into some game kind of questions here. If you have seen the past seasons of Ascendance, if there was a player from those past seasons in this game with you that you're going to be in, who would you want to see there, and who do you think you could work with from past season?
Uh, I'm not like so familiar with the entirety of it, but if there were, it would be Carson and Sarah, just because I've seen them play before. So I know they're like strong players, so I could definitely use the strength since I've never done one like this before.
Okay, so you were aboard the car hype train.
What does that mean?
It's just something that Carson said before in his like meet me video, all aboard the car hype train.
Oh, duh. Okay, that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, no, a lot of people like to make fun of that one. Well, not make fun of it, but a lot of people were aboard that train. Um,
Damn.
so I want to give you a scenario here in the game. Say your number one ally in this game is like in some hot water early, and they're getting targeted, potentially voted out. Say like in the first couple rounds. Would you try to flip the vote and save that person, or would you kind of just be like, let him go and live to see another day there?
I mean, it would depend on the situation. If obviously people knew that that was my ally, to switch the vote would be sort of kind of like they'll look at me like, oh, he'll do it to me anytime if he did it to them. So if it's super early in the game, I would want to try to get the votes off of them just to kind of save some flipping for later on, just to not put a target on my back right away.
Yeah. So it's so it would be situational though. Yeah. Ozzy, what is a challenge that you're going to dominate at?
Anything trivial, I guarantee I'm gonna ace it. I'm pretty good with like everything. I mean, not to like to my own horn, but I'm pretty good with a lot of stuff. So I'm not worried about anything specifically. Just maybe physical. If I have to lift something, just because I have a sort of bad hand, but like I'm not too worried about it.
You said that you have a bad hand. Is that why you have a glove on?
Yeah.
Nice. Is there anything? Is that a recent injury or something?
Like the past 2 years, I like injured my hand, so there's it's like nerve So like I'm constantly in pain, and like if it's cold, it's bad. So I keep the glove on just so the cold won't affect it worse. But it's not gonna affect my gameplay.
Cool. Cool, cool. Um, so in the game of Ascendance, sleep is a huge factor. How many hours do you think you can efficiently operate on of sleep?
Um, Honestly, like in my current situation, I barely sleep as is, and I just operate it as if I slept. So I'll be fine with very little sleep.
Your current situation being like your work?
No, my hands, because like the
Oh,
pain, I keep sleep, so it's tough to get a decent night's sleep. So I'm kind of used to the not sleeping part.
oh, damn. Well, at least that'll work for you in this game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. See, I can't even turn it into a win.
Go. What is your opinion on throwing a vote?
I'm not the most for it, but I guess if we have to, I I mean, I guess it depends on the situation. I'd rather not do that. I feel like that's kind of like cheap, but I mean, it's just me.
How would you react if a vote is thrown onto you?
As in, like they just kind of use me to like kind of play it off of someone else.
Kind of like a random, like say like a large amount of people are going to a vote and everybody knows who's getting voted out and they kind of just throw a hinky vote on you.
I mean, if it's just one and I'm not gonna lose, I mean, I guess I could take one for the team, but I don't know. Depends on like the challenge. Like if I did well and they're just gonna throw my name out there, then I'd kind of be upset.
Yeah. Um, I want to give you another scenario here. So you make it to the end. So like you make it all the way to the end of the game, and you make it to the final three, and you win the last challenge. So now you are tasked with choosing who you're going to take to the end of the game to go up against in the finale. And you have two options. Option one is like your best friend in the game, your number one ally. You've been working with them closely, doing basically just killing the game together. And they're going to be pretty tough to beat in the end. Or you can take a person that you really didn't like and you probably could beat them in the end pretty easily. Who would you take in that scenario?
That is funny that you put those situations because I was gonna say it depends on who I guess the more tougher opponent would be because if you're gonna go all the way and you're gonna win. I personally like to beat the best. So I'd rather it be someone that's gonna give me a challenge. I don't want to just like coast through a challenge and win. I feel like there's no challenge now. So the fact that it's my ally and tough, and that's perfect.
So you would take your number one ally, best friend, but so you're looking for a challenge. Okay. Cool, cool. So in the house, there's powers, advantages hidden all over the place. Are you going to be searching for that? Are you going to be actively looking for those powers?
Oh, absolutely. Especially me as someone who's not really an org player. I feel like people are gonna know that right away. So they might want to target me. So I need to save myself any chance that I can. Or
You
attempt.
said you said you think people are going to target you for not being an org player or for being an org player. Okay. Okay. Um, what are you doing? What have you been doing to prepare for the game?
I mean, I used to moderate on an org. It wasn't nothing like big, but I've been like watching our old challenges and just sort of preparing like okay, it could be this or it could be like magnified because I'm guessing they're not going to be simple like the challenges we had on our game, but watching those videos and just like kind of like recapping on strategies that the players did while they were playing since I was a moderator, I was able to see the chat. So kind of just like people's ideas and whatnot to sort of help me in any situation.
Yeah. Um, what's one thing that you want to accomplish with this experience?
I definitely don't want to be disliked,
No one does.
but I mean, like I want to show people myself because I can be competitive, but I'm also like the most genuine person like someone would have, and I don't want to lose sight of that while playing the game. Like I don't want the game to I don't want it to be perceived like I'm somebody totally different just for the game. So like I want to be as authentic to myself while still trying to win.
Do you think that's going to be difficult for you?
I definitely will be tested. I'm not sure if it'll be like difficult because I have a pretty good sense of self and I don't really allow outside forces to kind of influence that, but I'm sure it's going to be tested. I have no doubt.
It's interesting you said that because it makes me think about a lot of times you see players having tough time separating, the game from, their morals or whatever, who they are as a person outside of the game. Um, so you think that's going to be tested for you?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if, like, when I say tested, I feel like people might try to, or other players are going to try to kind of like take me out of my so-called safe space, but or like try to portray me as not me. But I don't really think that's gonna be a thing. But like I said, they're gonna try.
They can try, but they're not going to do it. Ozzy, is there anything else interesting that you want to tell me or the viewers?
Oh my god, interesting about me. About me, just myself.
Anything interesting in general? It could be about you. It could be about something that happened today. Could be anything.
Interesting. Oh, I mean, if we're gonna just say in general, I'm kind of sort of speaking to someone, and that's been going well since I've been single for like ever. I have a I'm trusting people or putting my walls down. So, I've learned to like trust a little bit more. So that's something good that's been happening to me lately. So I'm kind of like enjoying that.
That's awesome. Congratulations on finding, that someone.
You know?
Well, talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Um, and I hope that that blossoms into a wonderful relationship that is awesome for you, Ozzy. But you're about to go play in this game, and I am excited to watch you go for it. And thank you so much for doing this interview, man.
No, thank you. I look forward to being a great competitor.